All right, so here we are, week 3, day 2, the Starburst fractions, where we are turning these improper fractions into mixed numbers. Mixed numbers, a combination of whole numbers and fractions. So I'm going to put that mixed number equals whole numbers and fractions. Like 1.5. This is a mixed number. Alright, so it says right here, change these improper fractions into mixed numbers by thinking about how many mini Starburst packs you could make using a regular package. So here's some regular Skittles or Starbursts, and it says if I have 13 for my pack, let's say I opened up my pack, even though we know that they have 12, pretend like you open up your pack and you have a total of 13. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Oh, so good. So I have 13, and each of these, if I make 2, use 2 of them, they came out of a whole pack, but now I'm making them into smaller packs of groups of 2. I want to know how many smaller Halloween packs would I get if I actually used my Starburst that way. So I'm going to zoom out. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs with 1 out of the 2. So there should be 2, but I only got 1 of them. So I'm going to write equals 6 groups of 2 and 1 out of 2 left over. And I'm just going to show you another thing. I showed you with the Starburst, and that's kind of why I give you guys these things, so you can maybe use them as manipulatives. But I want you to also think this is a way I do it. I put 2 times what gets me close to 13 without going over. It's almost like The Price is Right, if you've ever watched that. So 2 times 6, and that gets you to 12, because you can't go over. And so now 13 minus 12 is 1. So that will give me my half. So here, I could do the same thing without using my Starburst. How many times can I get to 2? How many times do I count by 2 to get to 17? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I can't go there, so I gotta go back 1. So it's 9, or sorry, not 18, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that gets me to 16. So I count it, and then I can go 8 times 2 is 16. So we're going to subtract 16 from 17, which would get me 1/2. And your fraction's going to stay the same. I can go over here and put 2, 2, because the amount that goes in the package isn't going to change. That's going to stay consistent. So now how many times can 2 go into 25? 2 before you get to 25. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So I can only get to 24. So that means I know I'm going to minus 24, which will give me 1 left over. And now I just count how many holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to remind you of this, and I don't know why. Sometimes we don't think of that, but the equal sign means the same as. So 12.5 is the same as 25 over 2. So this way it's the same thing. How many times can 2 go into 32? Well, I know that this is an even number, so it's probably going to be equal. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. So I landed right on 32. I won't actually have a fraction over here. I'm not going to have this. It's just going to be whole numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 wholes. So 16 wholes is the same as 32 halves. Now this one's just one more. So 32 halves, and this is 33 halves. Well, we know 16 goes into 32, so we'd have 16, and we would subtract the 32 from the 33, which would get us one left over. All right, now we're going to go the opposite way. So we have a mixed number, and we are going to turn it into an improper fraction. That is a process where we start from the bottom. I always do like a clock thing. And we are going to multiply at the bottom and then add this. So we'll go 2 times 6 plus 1. So 2 times 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13 over 2. I don't know if you noticed. This is the same as that. So for all of these, I'm just going to get myself set up, and I would probably do this if I were you, because it wants you to do the same thing. I'm going to make my circle thing to remember I go in that direction. I'm going to multiply, the bottom number and add the top to that total. So go from the bottom to the top, multiply, and then add. Bottom to top, multiply, and then add. Same thing. And multiply, and then add. So here we go. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 plus 1 is 5. So 5 halves. And if I wanted to draw a picture, just so you know, if I had 2 wholes and a half of one, and I wanted to show them so they're the same, you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. 5. I wrote the wrong stinking number. 5 halves. So it takes 2 to make a whole. So on this one, again, that makes 2 to make a whole. And so we're going to go 2 times 4. The bottom numbers are going to remain the same, because it's 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So 4 wholes and a half. You got ripped off. And so then if I had these divided so you could see the starbursts inside those packages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 halves would get you 4 and a half. 2 times 3, and I'm using these different symbols. This symbol, just a dot, as long as it's not like a decimal in the decimal place, it actually means multiplying. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So we have 7 halves. And that meant if it takes 2, my dog is attacking. So I have 2, 4, 6, and I only got 7 starbursts in that one, so 7. That means I would have 3 wholes and 1 half. So 3 and 1 half would be the 7 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't need that there. Next, 2 times 8 is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. 17, and you leave the bottom number the same, halves. I could just do that right over here, just put my halves right there. So how many times does 2 go into 17? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, without going over, so that was it, 16. So we're going to have, which equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. And 1/2. Oh look, it's the same as that one. I don't think I did that on purpose. Maybe I did. I don't think so. Next one. 10 times 2 times 10 is 20. And 20 plus 1 is 21. So 21 halves would be, if you think about packages, the Starburst, we had 10. And then we had half package. And each of these packages has, remember, each whole package, even though they're small, has 2 in it. So now you can just count by your 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. So 10.5 is the same as 21 halves. All right, that's it. Nice job. Hope you enjoy your Starburst.